Hello, Daryl. Happy Thursday. Hope
Hey,
we're all.
Jazzi.
Are
Happy
you ready
Thursday.
for today's workout?
I am.
Good. We are gonna have a fun one today. So we're gonna spell out holidays because it's a holiday season. And we're gonna go through that 2 times today. We are gonna do an EMOM. So every minute we have a full minute to complete the exercise with a designated number of reps, and then we'll move on to the next one. So I'll definitely be giving like countdowns, how much time we have left. But we're gonna aim for about 12 to 15 reps per exercise. And we do have that, like I said, the full minute to complete that. So I'll go ahead and get started with our demonstrations today. So we're going to start off with some hip extension. So what that is we're going to stand, or we're not going to stand. We're going to be on the ground. I lied. Starting off strong today. All right, so we're going to be on the ground here on our stomachs, and one leg at a time. We're going to lift up. We're going to squeeze through the glute and then back down, and then lift the other leg and back down. So we're going to alternate, squeeze the glute, lift up, back down, squeeze the glute, up and back down. So that is going to be our first exercise. And again, we're going to aim for about 12 to 15 for each thing. So we want to do 12 to 15 on each side, however much we have time for. And then after that, we're going to stand on up. For our O, we're going to do some overhead squats. So we're going to have our arms straight up overhead, feet hip width apart here. We're going to bring our hips down, knees hip width apart here, standing back up. So from this angle, arms are staying up, butt to belly button, so our pelvis is tucked. We're going to squat down, stand all the way up, push the ground away from us. So again, 12 to 15 of those. And then after that, we're going to do alternating reversal lunges. So we're going to alternate stepping back with each leg. So again, 12 to 15 each side. We're going to step back, come forward. Want to make sure that chest is directly over the arch of our front foot. Push off the ground, heel, big toe, little toe, coming back up to standing. So that's going to be our L. And then for our I, we're going to do bent over eyes. So we're going to have our feet hip width apart. We're going to push our hips back until our chest is roughly parallel with the ground. And we're going to bring our hands all the way overhead into a Y and back down. And by I mean Y, we're not at the Y yet. So we're going to make an I. So we want to make sure that those shoulders are away from the ears. We're going to use those shoulders to lift all the way overhead and back down. So that is going to be the I. And then for the D, we're going to get back on the ground. We're going to do some dead bugs. We're going to be on our back, knees over the hips, hands above our shoulders, opposite arm, opposite leg extend, pushing that belly button into the ground, exhaling back to center, and then the other leg back to center. So again, 12 to 15 on each side. So it'll be 24 to 30 total, whichever way your brain works a little bit better. And then we're going to stand back up. We're going to do bent over A's for the A. So we're going to push those hips back again, chest parallel with the ground, arms out in front, all the way out to the side and back down. So we're going to squeeze through the armpit, acting like we got a piece of paper right here. We're going to squeeze up, keep that paper tucked nice and tight. We're going to look like a little airplane at the top. And then after that, we're going to do bent over Y's. So same position here, pushing those hips back, arms out in front, coming up, making a Y. Now we're making the Y. I know I said that earlier on accident, but coming out, making a Y. So that's going to be our Y. And then for the S, we're going to do 1.5 squats here. So we're going to have our feet hip width apart as always, coming down, knees are going to track past the second toe. We're going to go all the way down, halfway up, all the way back down, all the way up, and that is 1. So we're going to do 12 to 15 of those, making sure we're pushing through the ground with our whole foot. So that is going to be our whole workout for today. So we're going to get started with our warm up, and we're going to start in the top of our space with the world's greatest stretch. So we're going to go ahead and interlace those fingers, grab onto our knee, pull that knee towards the chest. Nice big deep belly breath. And we're going to step back into a reverse lunge, hands on the inside of our front foot. Keeping that back leg nice and straight. We're going to take a nice big deep breath. And we're going to exhale, bring the left arm up towards the ceiling, or whichever knee is in front, that arm is up towards the ceiling. We're gazing past our thumb. Nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale, plant that hand on the outside of our front foot, push yourselves up into that hamstring stretch. Nice big deep belly breath here. And as we exhale, we're gonna bring our feet together and we're gonna stand on up. Awesome. All right, we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. So interlace those fingers, grab onto our knee, pull that knee towards the chest. Nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale, step back into our reverse lunge. Hands on the inside of our front foot. Keep that back leg nice and straight. We're opening up our hips right now. We're gonna take a nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale, bring that hand up towards the ceiling. So opposite hand, gazing past our thumb, we're getting that rotation through the neck. Nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale, plant that hand on the outside of the front foot, push ourselves up into that hamstring stretch. So we're in a nice stretch through the back of the leg right here. We're gonna take a nice big deep belly breath. And as we exhale, we're gonna bring the right foot next to the left foot and stand on up. Awesome, great job, y'all. All right, last part of our warm up here, we're gonna go ahead and get on the ground. And we're gonna do a little bit of rotation, opening up our shoulders and our back a little bit more, getting ready for all of our bent over I's, A's, and Y's. And so we're gonna start with the right hand here. We're gonna take a nice big inhale. We're gonna reach through. And then we're gonna exhale, opening that same arm up towards the ceiling. This one really helps unlock our back a lot. And we're gonna take that same arm, inhale, reach through. And exhale, opening up. And we're gonna do one more, inhale, reach through. And exhaling, opening up. We can go ahead and plant that hand back on the ground. We're doing the same thing on the other side. So nice big inhale, reaching through, opposite arm, in between the other arm, other leg. And we're gonna exhale, opening up towards the ceiling. And inhaling, reaching through, reaching a little bit further with each time we go through. And exhaling, opening up. And last one, inhale, reach through. And exhale, opening up. And we can go ahead and plant that hand. And now we are ready to rock and roll. So we're starting off, we're doing 2 rounds of this. We're gonna start off with our lying hip extensions here. So we're gonna be on the ground, face down, lifting one leg at a time. We're aiming to do 12 to 15 reps for each exercise. So we got a full minute to complete each one. We're starting on the ground. 3, 2, 1, and go. On the ground, face down here, 12 to 15 on each side. We are lifting one foot up and back down, and then the other and back down. So we're really making sure we're squeezing through our glutes here as we lift one leg at a time. I know we're aiming for a lot of reps here, but we do have a full minute. We want to make sure we are still moving pretty slowly through this. We don't want to sacrifice quality for quantity. So I'm gonna always make sure I give y'all a countdown here. So we got about 20 seconds to finish out our 12 to 15 reps. That's okay if you lose count, because I definitely already lost count. But about 10 more seconds to finish out our reps. And then next up, we do have our overhead squats. All right, getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna bring those hands directly overhead, squatting down, pushing through the ground, coming back up. So making sure our knees are tracking right over our second toe. Making sure also that our hands are above head, but that we are not letting that bring us forward. So doing 12 to 15. Great job. Pushing through, heel, big toe, little toe. Great job. Finishing strong here. Great job. Push the ground away. We're at about 20 seconds left until we're done. So we're doing 12 to 15. So if we're counting our reps, each time we do this, we're only going through 2 times today. We want to add a few more reps the next time we go through. All right, 10 seconds to finish, and then we have alternating reverse lunges, 12 to 15 each side. 3, 2, 1. So stepping back, making sure that our chest is directly over the arch of our first foot. Making sure also that we are not stepping directly behind our front foot. We want to make sure, so my right foot is stepping back, it's directly behind my hip where I started. Breathing through the movement here. Great job. 12 to 15, really pushing through that front foot, using our front foot, not the back foot. Also making sure that we are not stepping super far back. Got about 15 seconds to finish up our reps. 12 to 15. Great job. We got about 5 seconds. We got our bent over eyes next. 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna push our hips back, arms out in front, coming directly overhead, right back down. So we're making an eye here. So we're like railroad tracks and this way. 12 to 15, making sure we want to keep those shoulder blades pulled down and back. So we're still squeezing that orange in between our shoulder blades here, keeping that back nice and flat. Really push those hips back. It's going to help us feel it in our glutes more than our low back. So we don't want to be feeling that in the low back here. So we start to feel it in the low back. It means we need to push those hips back a little bit more, keep that core really nice and tight. So at 12 to 15 of those, we got about 15 seconds left to finish, and then we're getting on the ground for dead bugs. So same thing here, 12 to 15 on each side for the dead bugs. So if you're counting total, it's 24 to 30. 3, 2, 1. So extend one arm, one leg, and then the other side. Same thing though. Yes, we are going against the clock, but we don't want to sacrifice quality for quantity. You could probably do these very quickly without doing them correctly. But we really want to feel those muscles properly, really keep that low back plastered into the ground. So belly button into the ground here. Great job. Breathing as we come back up. We got about 20 seconds to finish. Use that core. Great job. Up next, after this, we got about 10 seconds. We're gonna do bent over A's and then bent over Y's. And then we're gonna go into our more squats. 3, 2, 1. So we got bent over A's first. We're spelling holidays. So we got D-A-Y-S. We're making our A's 12 to 15 each side. We want to keep those arms as straight as we can. Squeeze through the armpits, lifting with our back. We don't want to lift with our arms. We really want to squeeze right here through the back side of the armpit like you got a piece of paper here. Don't let that paper go. And then lift up from there. Great job. Push those hips back. Keep that core nice and tight. We're doing 12 to 15. Great job. Squeeze through the armpits. We've got about 20 seconds left to go. Next up, we have bent over Y. So same thing, we're gonna come out like a Y. So we did I. We've done A's. We're about to do a Y. C. I like to make that joke every time. It doesn't really get any funnier. So we're gonna do bent over Y's. 3, 2, 1. So coming out, make a Y. Back down. We're gonna feel this in our back and shoulders a little bit. We also want to make sure we're using our glutes to keep us steady, not our low back. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing that orange the whole time. Our core is engaged. 12 to 15. Breathe through the movement. Great job. We're doing awesome spelling out our holidays since it is now officially December, the holiday season. We're at about 15 seconds. We're doing 1.5 squats last, and then we got one more round of this, and then we're gonna cool down and get on with the rest of our Thursday. All right, 1.5 squats, all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, all the way up. 3, 2, 1. We're aiming for 12 to 15. So these ones are gonna be a little bit more. So we're going all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, all the way up. So we're doing a few extra reps here. We're still pushing through the ground with our whole foot. Quads are already burning. Great job. Keep that core tight. Shoulder blades are pinched together. Great job. Almost there. Got about 20 seconds to finish. 12 to 15. And then we're starting back at the top with our hip extensions. We're going to be face down on the ground. Getting ready here. 3, 2, 1. So one leg at a time, squeeze the glutes, come back up. Really important to focus on the glute squeeze. We don't want to use our low back as much. We're going to really focus on the butt. If you need to, place your hands right on your butt to make sure you're squeezing properly. It's always good to remind ourselves what to do in our bodies. 12 to 15, we want to aim to get one more rep than we did the last time we did these. It's gonna make this just a little bit better. Got about 20 more seconds. Great job. We have our overhead squats after we're done with these. We got about 10 seconds to finish. Great job. Overhead squats. 3, 2, 1. Hands overhead, coming down. We're doing 12 to 15. Keep those shoulder blades squeezing that orange. Knees are over the second toe. 12 to 15. Try and get one more rep when we did the last time. Great job. Keep pushing. We're almost there. We only got one more thing of squats left to do after this one. Push through the ground, whole foot. And then once we finish, we got a little bit of time. We got about 20 seconds left to finish those. And then after that, we do have our reverse lunges coming up next. We got about 10 seconds until we're doing those. Alternating 12 to 15 each leg. 3, 2, 1. So alternating, coming back to standing, keeping that chest over the arch of the front leg. Really use those glutes. Also making sure we're not stepping back super far. The further back we step, the more we're gonna feel it in our back leg instead of the front leg. And then we're gonna tend to push off the back leg instead of using our front leg to help us stand up. Great job. 12 to 15. No idea how many I've done. Great job. 20 more seconds. We're pushing a little harder today. We have not done an EMOM with me in a while. Thought it'd be fun to switch it up. All right, when we're done with those, we got our bent over eyes. We got about 5 seconds. We got bent over eyes next. 3, 2, 1. Push those hips back like we're closing the door with our butt. Use those glutes. Keep that core nice and tight. Squeeze that orange, crack the egg, whatever works best. 12 to 15. Try and do one more rep than last time. Great job. Keep pushing. Love working the shoulders. you didn't know, now you do. Delta is my favorite. All right, we got about 20 more seconds. Then we're gonna be back on the ground for dead bugs. And we're gonna do same amount, 12 to 15 each side, making sure that we are doing, I lost my train of thought. Oh well, 3, 2, 1. Belly button into the ground. Extend opposite arm, opposite leg. Oh, now I remember. Aim to get one more rep than we did last round. Great job. Really use that core. Exhale as we come back. Try and get those reps in, but really make sure we're getting 12 to 15 quality reps using the core to pull our legs back in. We don't want to use our hips. Don't want to use our back. Great job. Keep pushing. 12 to 15. Feels like a lot on each side. So 24 to 30 if you count one at a time. We got about 15 seconds. And then we're gonna stand back up. We have our A's, Y's, and squats, and then we're gonna cool down and be done for the day. We got bent over A's coming up first. 3, 2, 1. So push those hips back. Keep that core nice and tight. We're squeezing through our armpits. So keep that piece of paper tucked in between your arm and your body. It's the best way to train our back to be engaged properly. Really squeeze and then lift. Like I said, it's about the mind to muscle connection. Also want to make sure we're not swinging our arms back and forth. If you need to pause the top or the bottom to help engage. Want to try and get one more rep than we did last time. We had about 20 seconds to finish. Then we're going to do our Y's, and then we're going to do our 1.5 squats. We're almost there. Great job. If you're resting, enjoy your rest period. 3, 2, 1. We're doing Y's. So coming all the way out nice and wide. We're gonna feel that a little bit more in the shoulders than we did the A's, but we want to make sure we're keeping those shoulder blades pinned down and back by squeezing the orange, cracking the egg, whatever imagery works better for you. Great job. Keep breathing through the movement. Use those glutes, stabilize through the glutes. Try and do one more rep than we did last time, 12 to 15. You can always spice it up, add a few weights in there. Grab like 2.5 weights, make it a little harder. But about 15 more seconds, and then we got our 1.5 squats, and then we're gonna cool down. We're gonna be done with the class for the day. Hopefully not done with classes though, because we do have abs and core later. 3, 2, 1. So we're going all the way down, all the way up. Sorry, all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, all the way up, and that's 1. So we're gonna aim for 12 to 15. We're gonna push through here. Great job. There we go. Really push to the ground with the whole foot. We're really gonna start to feel that burning in the quads. We gotta push through. Great job. Getting ready for my quad workout after this. Great job. Keep pushing. Try and get one more rep than we did last time. Got about 20 more seconds. Great job. 15 seconds to finish. We're gonna go all the way down to the wire here. We got 10 seconds. Keep pushing if you're still going. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1, and we are done with the circuit. Nice job, everyone. Get a sip of water if you need it. We're gonna go ahead and make our way onto our mats. We're gonna do a little bit of our hip flexor and hamstring stretch. So we're gonna do a little bit dynamic, and then we'll do a nice upper body stretch. We'll do the thread the needle one. So we're in a half kneeling position here. We're gonna do 2 on each side. So we're gonna start with our hip flexor stretch. We're gonna bring the butt to belly button. lock it in with the core. Squeeze that glute of the knee that's on the ground. Push those hips forward, just ever so slightly to give you that stretch in the front of the hip. Keep that glute squeezed. Nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale, rock back into our hamstring stretch, toes to the ceiling, getting that chest close to the knee as we can. Nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale back into our hip flexor stretch. So same checklist, butt to belly button, squeeze that glute, push those hips forward. So try to get a little bit deeper into the stretch than we did the first time. Keep that glute squeezed. And we're gonna exhale, rock back into our hamstring stretch. So toes to the ceiling. Try and get that chest a little closer to our knee this time. We're really feeling that in the back of our legs. Nice big deep breath. And we're gonna exhale and come out of that hamstring stretch, and we're gonna switch over to the other side. So switching our knees and feet, and same checklist for the hip flexor stretch, butt to belly button, lock it in, squeeze that glute, push those hips forward. So really getting a nice medium tension stretch in the front of our hip here. Nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale, rock back into our hamstring stretch. So try and get as close to the knee as we can, toes to the ceiling. Nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale, coming forward, back to that hip flexor stretch. The last one here, squeeze that glute, keep that pelvis tucked. Push a little further into the stretch, really open the front of our hamstrings, our front of our hips up. Nice big deep belly breath. We're gonna exhale, rocking back into our hamstring stretch. Really breathe into the tightness here. And nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale, come out of that. And for our last stretch today, we're gonna do a little bit of thread the needle here. So on the hands and knees, we're gonna start with the right hand. We're gonna reach through in between left arm, left leg, head on the ground, push the hand into the ground, pull away with the upper back. Breathing into the chest, slowly exhaling. We're opening up our back a little bit. We did a lot of back work from having our shoulder blades squeezing that orange. We're gonna do one more deep breath here. And after that exhale, we're gonna go ahead and return back to our hands and knees. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So left arm in between right arm, right leg, push the back of the hand to the ground, pull away with our back. Nice big deep breaths into the chest. Really release that tension with each exhale. We're gonna do one more deep breath. And once we finish that exhale, when we're ready, we can make our way back to our hands and knees. And feel free to stay on the ground, seated, kneeling, standing, however you'd like to finish out, but that is gonna be all the time I have for today's exercise with Exos. So thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good workout. We do have dance coming up right now with John, and then we do have abs and core later today with Quinn. And then Quinn is also teaching functional fitness Friday tomorrow at 12. And I am back to the mornings with sports performance and mindset reset. So join us tomorrow for class if you'd like. Hopefully we'll see you there. But if not, enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next week.